So the book's broken down into 4 sections. There's traditional uses like storytelling and illustrating children's storybooks, moving on to documentary illustration, messages and off the printed page things that you wouldn't really associate with illustration, props for fashion shows, illustrations on buildings and other things not on the printed page, so t-shirts, bags, things like that. It's really opened my eyes because the documentary illustration, it's scientific and medical illustration that you wouldn't really associate with illustration. Really, really interesting. I've picked an illustrator from each section. It was really difficult. There's something that I liked about all the illustrators. Myself coming from a fine art background, I mainly picked the fine art illustrators, but I've tried to be a little bit more diverse, really. I've picked Sarah Finelli from the traditional section, and I really, really liked her illustration work. It's about the onion's great escape. The idea of the book is that the onion physically escapes, so by the end of the story, the child gets 2 books. So it's quite a refreshing take on a children's book. Throughout the book as well, she's done kind of hand-written text, so it encourages the children to write in the book and have it as an object rather than just a book. It's something they can keep and cherish. I've selected Peter Grundy for the documentary section. It's for a commercial client, a construction company that wanted to show their diversity. So this poster shows all aspects of their company, from building, working with water, the environment, energy. It's made up of bright colours, block colours, and there's a big dividing blue line throughout the work, which is quite a central piece that draws your eye through the work. It's a really nice poster that shows all aspects of their construction company. My next illustrator that I've picked is from the message section of the book, which deals with political and ethical issues. Daniel Poodels, I think that's how you pronounce his name, did an illustration for the Guardian newspaper in the environmental column. His work actually combines traditional illustration with more modern illustration. He actually does a woodcut and he uses quite coarse wood, so you get a lot of the green, and he off-prints them as well in different colours, so you kind of get almost an aggressiveness to his designs, and then he scans them in to the computer and colours them digitally, so he can, he's not restricted to printing in that particular colour and then not being able to change it. The illustrator that I've picked from the off the printed page section of the book is a lady called Calder. She struggled a little bit with the brief from the National Museum of Scotland. Usually the work that they want producing, is from like a botanical illustrator, and her work isn't like that at all. It's much freer, much looser, bright colours, expressive marks. It's really painterly. It's quite a traditional kind of illustration, but these pieces that she produced filled whole walls, big spaces in a museum. So she really struggled trying to produce anything like that, but I think she's done a really good job, and I really, really like her work. I'd really recommend this book to anyone studying or interested in illustration and even graphic design. It gives you enough information about a different range of illustrators that then they can think, yeah, I like that illustrator, I'm going to do my own little bit of research on them, find out more information about them.